Good morning, Lynn here from Destiny Fulfilled. I do hope that today finds you well. The card that I've drawn for the collective today is the Seven of Cups. So the Seven of Cups talks about choices. It talks about looking at the resources that you have around you and determining the right resource for the right activity or project. Can also talk about trusting your intuition when you're making a decision, not just using your mind or just using your heart, but also using your intuition when you're making a decision as well. It can talk about understanding illusion and fantasy from reality, because sometimes we get caught up in that we don't see the truth of a situation, or we overly fantasize about something and it's not really the truth of the situation, right? And we've all been there and we've all done that, where, for whatever reason, we've found it difficult to see the truth of the situation. So therefore we perceive it in a way that is not really based in reality. Some other meanings might be, look at all the options that he has. So, being aware of temptation when you feel it, when you see it, when you experience it, and understanding when you're using your temptation, or when temptation is stepping in and driving the show, right? And can also talk about using your imagination to what's the word I'm trying to say? To inform you of your potential futures, right? So it's starting to use your imagination, or you may already do it. You may do it all the time, right? Where you imagine a situation and how it might play out, and that will inform you of the possible direction that particular decision or action might take. So, that's a good tool to use in certain circumstances for sure. This card, though, I think for me, strongly today is calling for using your intuition as well as your mind and as well as your heart, and really starting to think about the options that you have from those three perspectives. And they're very different perspectives, right? So looking at the situation at play from your mind, your logic, your, thoughts that you have around it, from your heart. How do you feel about it? What do you wish for? What are you longing for? And your intuition, what is your gut telling you? What is the information that you're getting from the internal knowledge from you, right? Your higher self. And how do they all three come together to inform you about what might be the best decision or the most appropriate decision for you to make in the situation that you find yourself in? So the first question would be, are you currently in a situation where you can't make up your mind about something? And how can your mind, your heart, and your intuition inform you of the best way that you might want to progress in that situation that you find yourself in? List them out. My mind tells me this, my heart tells me this, my intuition tells me this, and see if there's any correlation or balancing, or balance is not the right word, integration, I guess, between all three of those things, which might show you the best way that for you might be the best way for you to progress. Anyway, all good questions, or a good question, I should say. So another question might be, what do you desire in the situation that's at play? Be honest about this. We all desire something. Sometimes our desires are appropriate, sometimes they're not, but at least be honest with yourself. What do you truly desire? If nothing else was in play, if there was no consequences for the decision, if you were fully supported in the decision that you're going to make, what do you truly desire in the situation? And let that inform you as well on, what you might want to do, or the road you might want to take, or the steps you might want to take, I should say, in relation to the decision or the activity that's at play. And lastly, how can you use your imagination to inform you of possible potential futures? How do you use your imagination? You know, for a long time, I didn't use my imagination at all. I became very mind-based, not even heart-based, very mind-based, very logical, very, decisive, all based on my thoughts that were going on at the time, not necessarily about what I was feeling or what I was hoping for or what I was desiring for. And I certainly didn't imagine anything, like I struggled to visualize. I struggled to actually, be able to imagine a situation beyond what I could see it as it was playing out in my reality. And it took a lot of work for me to be able to relax back into using my imagination like I did when I was a kid, right? I always was, I daydreamed all the time when I was a child, all the time. And I used to lie in bed at night imagining, things playing out, relationships that I had with different people, and I did that quite naturally, but somewhere along the point of growing into adulthood and I guess becoming responsible for other human beings in the world, that part of me left me for a long time, and it's taken a very long time for me to build that back up and get that part of me back where I can more actively imagine and visualize and start to use those in my decision-making process that previously I wasn't doing. So I hope those questions, you find those questions helpful, and that we look at the choices and the situations we find ourselves in, and we truly see them for what they are, right? We let we let our mind, our heart, and our intuition support us in our decision-making process. Anyway, all good. I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye.